So you may have heard this term, riding a motorcycle like you're invisible, but what does that actually mean? So today I'm going to cover this in the most practical way I can, where not only newer riders, intermediate and experienced riders can hopefully gain something from this. And after the video, I'd love to hear from y'all. No matter what skill level you're on, how do you try to keep yourself riding like you're invisible? And if you like what I do, consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and get started. Perfect example. I got a truck turning left right here. I trust that he sees that vehicle more than me. I'm going to come up to that intersection a little bit more confident. But if it was just me coming up to that intersection, that's where I'd definitely be a little bit more hesitant. Now, when I say I'm coming up confidently, that doesn't mean I'm coming up totally disregarding everything that's going on. I mean, look, that guy just pulled out in front of that truck, so it's not always a guarantee. And I think, you know, your intersections are one of the biggest areas that you have to ride like you're invisible. You got to just pretend that nobody sees you at these things, especially when cars are turning out left in front of you. Now I have a green light right here. Clearly I have the right of way, you know, if you want, but I'm not going to treat it like that. I'm still going to be looking, I'm still going to be scanning for that one idiot that could potentially come through that intersection, just barreling through. Who knows? So intersections, I take a lot of caution in. You know, you may ask, well, why don't cars see us in the first place? Well, you know, my Road Glide is 3 feet wide, where a standard F-150 might be 80 inches wide. So you're talking about over double the width. So anybody that's in a 4,000 pound Jeep or 6,000 pound vehicle, whatever, they're looking for vehicles equal to or bigger than them. You know, they're not really intimidated by a 1,000 pound motorcycle, nor are a lot of people trained to actually see motorcycles. Now that doesn't mean that they won't see you. That doesn't mean that they're not going to see a, you know, a smaller car either, but you got to think about the width, you know, and the faster you're going, the less chance they have of seeing you. So it may sound pretty doom and gloom, but what can we actually do to be seen? Well, you know, bright colors is something you can do. That's not something I obviously do a lot. Good lighting is also another really important thing that you can do to be seen. Loud pipes, to an extent, yes, can definitely help you be heard. This truck's trying to come over. I don't know if he's actually coming over or what. I'm gonna give him a little bit of room, but I'm gonna come up beside him and I'm just gonna get on past him. You know, and one thing you got to think about are distractions that drivers have now. I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. People are on their cell phones, and I 100% believe cell phones are one of the biggest causes of accidents, and I don't think that's a revelation. I think most people understand that cell phone use in driving is a huge cause of vehicle crashes. So we have people that can't see us because, you know, we're half the width of normal vehicles. The faster we're going, again, the worse it can be, and they're distracted. A lot of people are anyways, and they're not trained to see us. So there's something called unintentional blindness, and this happens, from what I've read, in most motorcycle crashes, where people did look but they still didn't see you. So there was an interesting study that I read, and it said that they took 56 drivers, they put them in a simulation, and essentially they were asking the drivers whether it was safe to proceed or not. And one of the last images they showed the drivers, they inserted either a taxi or a motorcycle. Well, half of the participants didn't even see anything at all. They didn't notice a change at all. And then 65% of the people that did notice a change didn't see the motorcycle. I think I'm saying that right. regardless, most people that saw something did not even see that there was a motorcycle. They maybe saw something else, or you know, whatever. I forget how the exact statistic goes, but it just goes to show you that even when plain in sight in a simulation where your brain isn't really having to work that hard, they still don't see us. So what can we do, and how does invisibility play a part into our safety? Well, this intersection's a fairly decent example, right? When I come through, I'm looking left, I'm looking right. You basically give up your rights when you choose to ride a motorcycle. Just, I hate to break it to you, you don't have the right of way anymore. So that's one important thing. If you realize that you no longer have the right of way, now watch, this truck right here, he's trying to turn left. Does he see me? Does he not? I'm backing off of my throttle a little bit. He did see me. I'm gonna proceed through. One thing I could have done too that would have helped me is actually cover my front and my rear brake. Any and all intersections, I lay off of the throttle until I feel very comfortable of proceeding through. You know, if I race through an intersection or I back off on the throttle just a little bit, how much time am I really losing? 5 seconds max? You know, those 5 seconds, I'd rather slow down a little bit, and it takes a little bit longer to get through the intersection. I'm not telling you to slow all the way down and stop traffic. Look, I got this guy turning out in front of me. I do not want to interact with him, so I just kind of lay off the throttle a little bit until I feel comfortable where he sees me. Scanning, we got a bicycle rider. He's up on the sidewalk. I feel confident he'll stay there. All right, now I'm coming up to this intersection. Okay, now I know this road. This road is dumb. People drive dumb in this town anyways. I got big trucks turning, so I felt really confident there to turn at will. But I still look just in case there's some kind of idiot that maybe ran a red light. I got an intersection, there's no left turn. I feel comfortable here, but I'm still scanning just a little bit just to make sure everything's good to go. Now I got a Custom Dynamics front headlamp. I have LEDs out back. I have the Custom Dynamics third brake lamp back there, so that gives me more lighting. But I still don't trust that 100%. So you'll notice when I come up to a stop, make sure everything's good in front of me. First of all, I'm backing off from this vehicle a little bit. I'm not right up on him. I got enough room and a gap right here where I could turn left or right, honestly. And I'm looking in that mirror, and I'm just making sure. 1, 2, preferably 3 cars are stopped behind me. That way I got a buffer in case somebody rear ends one of them 2 or 3. You know, the chances of them get up to me would be less. You know, I'm not trying to be paranoid, but now I got a vehicle coming up behind me. I'm gonna act like I'm invisible, and I'm gonna hit my brake a couple times. I mean, hell, there's nothing wrong with that. Got a green light, riding beside this vehicle. I don't like it. People love switching lanes through here. You're gonna see it. That silver car right there is fairly aggressive, and that's the things I'm looking out for. I got a car that's about to turn right here, so I'm gonna get over. You got another car that's really aggressive. What did I tell y'all? Idiots, morons. I don't mind using that word because that's how people drive. And look, I'm gonna end up at the same freaking traffic light as the rest of them. There's nothing we can do about this. I can complain, I can bitch, I can moan, whatever. It ain't gonna do anybody any good. And I sure as hell ain't depending on these people to keep me safe. I'm depending on me to keep myself safe. So I'm coming up at this intersection, nobody's turning left, nobody's trying to turn right over there. We're pretty good. Still, just give it a little quick scan with your eyes, man. I got a car right here. I'm gonna try to get over right here. I'm creating a buffer between me and the other cars when I can, because again, we're invisible. People can't see us. And these are just some of the techniques that I personally use. And again, sometimes things just happen. No matter how good you are, there's a chance that you get into an accident. I want to look for people trying to swap lanes here. Aggressive driving is what I'm looking for. And now I'm gonna get over myself. I want to be going maybe a little faster than most of the traffic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna base my speed off of this one vehicle. I'm gonna base my speed off of most vehicles. So if most vehicles are going the speed limit, I want to be going just a little bit faster. I just want to give myself a buffer, you know, between me and the rest of the traffic. I don't want to be the fastest on the road. I definitely don't want to be the slowest on the road. So that's kind of where I like to stay. And look, I got plenty of room in front of me. I got plenty of room behind me. I'm looking at my rearview mirror already, and we haven't even stopped yet. Right, now I'm gonna get over to this side because there's actually more room. If I need to do some kind of escape, then that's gonna be probably the best path. I don't have a great path right there, but those cars stop behind me, so I feel good. No light turns. Now this car's about to turn, so when I make sure he does turn, I'm gonna get over. But see that car right there? There's chances that you're willing to take in a truck or a car that I just won't on my motorcycle. You can call it riding scared. I call it riding smart. You know, another car coming over. All right, we got an intersection here. Make sure the car behind me stopped, which he did. Okay. Good here. He's getting over. Get around him. Right? Now look how much room I have around me. This would obviously be ideal. Depending upon where you live, this may not be possible. But, you know, it's also, what, 10 o'clock in the morning, you know, on a Monday. You know, situations change, of course, depending upon the time of the day and the day. So, what am I doing now? Looking at my rearview mirror. Just looking. I got a vehicle coming behind me. Just hitting the brakes a couple times, just to let them know, hey, I'm here. I see him slowing down, but I'm just looking. Just looking. Right? Now I feel fairly comfortable. If I wanted to put it in neutral, this would be the time to do it. You know? And granted, when I'm going through all this stuff, it's not like I'm having a conversation with myself, okay, look in the mirror. You know, I'm just trying to describe what I see and what I'm looking for and how I keep myself and keep it in perspective that I am invisible to other riders and kind of what that means to me, you know? I noticed we had a green light there, still checked left and right. How many times have y'all seen somebody run a freaking light, you know, seconds after your light turned green? It happens every day, all the time, no matter where you live. It would suck in a vehicle. It would suck, probably be a bad day, but it'd be a really bad day on your bike. And it didn't cost me any time to really check. It's not like I was holding up traffic checking, you know, just a quick scan. I got a nice buffer here between me and the rest of the cars. You know, I'm going a little bit over the speed limit, but I'm, you know, keeping up essentially with everybody else. Now this car right here makes me a little bit nervous, so I'm just gonna kind of get up and out of their way. Sometimes they like to shoot right over. If they don't see you, they think it's safe to do that. There we go. Keep this in perspective. I got cars blocking me right here, so I'm gonna assume if somebody was turning left there, they're gonna see those cars. And because I was able to cross the intersection right behind them, I feel comfortable in doing so and not slowing down necessarily. Now I'm right beside this vehicle. I think they're braking up here, but I can't really tell. I'm just gonna get around. Now that vehicle right there sketches me a little bit, but I'm going fast enough I can get out of this situation fairly quickly. And I'm just gonna get around these vehicles. I don't wanna be in this position where I'm in their blind spot, because again, we can't be seen. How I think about invisibility on a motorcycle, right? And again, there's things that can happen no matter how good of a rider you are. But if you do these things, hopefully this will keep you safe. Hopefully these tips and stuff will help you out if you're a new rider or even if you're experienced. Let me know down below. What do you do to help keep yourself safe and pretend like you're invisible? Leave those things down below, man. Love the community here, and you will get a lot of good advice if you go to the comment section. So make sure you do that. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. Big thanks to you guys. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.